Good morning, this is Bonsai Anonymous. So we're trying to film here, and what we're going to film is taking a ixora, or an ixora, I'm not sure, out of its plant nursery pot and putting it into this. And the first thing we have to do is put these drain screens in place. And I put them through, and I just bend them this way. That's not very cool according to the way it should be done, but I haven't been able to figure out the other one. So here we go. There's 4 holes in the bottom. These came 3 at a time from Temu, these big pots. They're very nice. And I can't afford how much it would cost to get a real bonsai pot this size. It would be maybe $100 or more. So I use these. These are my final pots. I'm not liable to go get anything fancy. Now, one thing about them that's cool is that on the side they have this little embossing. Now, what I like to do is get some gold or copper, I guess gold in this case, on my finger and rub it across here so that it brings this out. And nicely they did on both sides, so they're different on both sides. So I'm going to see which one I like the best. I think I like this side the best, so this is going to be the front. All right. So next what we have to do is get the dirt, or get the plant out of this. Right? That shouldn't be hard. Okay, so where are we going to put the dirt? Good question. Well, let's get this out of here first. I have this little prod that I like to go around the edges with. This is a $9 tree, and I feel it was destined very soon for the clearance table because it's so awkward looking. But what I think it's going to be is a multi-trunk on one side, and let's do it this way. There we go. This pot can be recycled. All right, so there we have it. I wouldn't say it's a really extensively rooted tree. Probably could have stood to stay in this pot for another year. And I'm just too impatient. I'm just going to very gently get some of this out of here without taking too many of those too many of those roots. See, it's kind of loose. Not getting too many roots. I'm going to do this carefully. I seem to like to kill ixoras. For a long time, I didn't know what the name of this was. I was looking for a plant which isn't this. An ilex, that's what I was looking for. And I now have an ilex, but I thought this was an ilex. It isn't. It's an ixora. Okay, so I do find some roots down low here, some bigger ones. And ultimately, what I hope to do is separate these trees. I think we have maybe 3. Here's one, and these might be 2 right here. And then arrange them in this big pot some way so they have a more attractive design. Okay, let's do this a little bit on here. A little bit waterlogged. It's going to profit from being in bonsai soil. Although it seems to be doing okay. I don't know how extensive the roots are on ignoras, but this one looks like it's getting to get the pot a little full. Yeah, looks like it's clustering around the drainage hole maybe. I don't see a lot of dead roots. The dead ones are like this. They're dark brown, and the live ones are white, like most of these are. They don't look like they're really robust roots, but I don't see that. I don't see them getting too many of them in the dirt here. So let's keep going. It gets lighter and lighter, and at some point I will be able to separate these trees. That's my theory anyway. There's a nice big root. Some of these nice big roots might have to go. See how that goes. I just joined the Broward County Bonsai Club, which I think is based in Lighthouse Point, a little south of here. For some reason I got a notification that they were having a meeting. I don't know why, although I've been looking for a place to learn about this from other enthusiasts for years. At least 2 or 3 years I've been looking and doing a search every so often for bonsai clubs, and not coming up with much. But for some reason, as I say, this club came up in my search, and I went with my wife last Thursday, to a meeting, and what a great bunch of people. I know there's a lot more people in the club than there were there that day, judging by the number of name tags in the box, but probably 25 people there. And some of them were more experienced, of course, than others, and I just watched because I'm hesitant to even try to do anything in front of people who know what they're doing. As I told them, I need to learn from some people. Everything I've learned, well, that's not true. Much of what I've learned recently has been from books and videos. I have a teacher, his name is Paul. I can't even tell you I know his last name, but I call him Bonsai Paul. And I go to his place sometimes and do a lesson. He's actually come here a few times for lessons. Okay, let's see what we have here. There's something out of there. Look at it. Let's keep doing this for a little while longer. We're going to entangle them a little more. But it's not so hard to do this. And here's one that's going that way. They're still tied up down here. Nice piece. Time to go. I think maybe a better way to do this is just to like this. Take a stab at it. All right, good. Now, we have all this dirt here. I'll do this a little. Now, a point I want to make. These still have some dirt on them. Okay? I haven't rinsed them off or washed them off. Some people in the club are suggesting that I rinse them off, and some are suggesting that I leave some on. So from that I surmise that there is room for not disagreement, but different opinions on what to do. What's in this thing right now, okay, is not bonsai soil. So we put it over around the corner in the one that says just dirt. I'm not seeing the bonsai soil, which is not a good idea because I'm going to need a lot of it. Okay. I have some here. Not a lot, not nearly enough. Let's look at these for a second. That's the front. Not bad. I'm trying to see which way the best way the front is. And this is the front here. So it's I think like that is where I'm going to do that with that one. So let's see if I have enough bonsai soil to anchor one of these. He tells me I don't. No, not really. Let's just put you there for now. Now you two are, we're going to put you like that. So those two will be there. You will be like this. Maybe the other way around is a better idea. Here, here. Okay. Now I'm going to pause this for a second and go make some bonsai soil. Okay, I'm back, and this is the first time that I'm aware of that I've successfully paused one of these videos. So perhaps I should just quit today, go have a coffee. I don't have to go to have a coffee, I've got a coffee right here. Jeez. Okay, so bonsai soil. It's probably, I would guess it's the #1 topic of discussion among bonsai enthusiasts, followed closely by, do we use clip and grow or do we use wiring? And at the Bonsai Club, I'm just going to love being in this group. It's fantastic. Some people there use just lava rock and pumice. Okay, this root's going to come down in here. It's got an end on it. Not like that. Like that. Okay, like that. All right, so I think I should do this with a cup so I don't end up dropping it. Not that it's super expensive. So anyway, what I was saying is that some of the people in the club don't use organic material in their mulch. And some obviously do. And there was a compromise. One of the tables used no mulch in their mix, but they did leave quite a bit of the dirt on the roots. So I'm kind of in that camp. Okay, so that might sit up like that. Oh, let's try this. this one over here. The roots are still cool, which is nice. Okay, I like this one. Oh, in the front. Right. It's even sitting by itself right now. Isn't that nice? All right, so we're gonna take you out of the way a little bit first. Put you situated here. Okay, now let's do you. I have to make another batch of this. It's not really holding up very well. Okay, now the rest of this is filling all this in. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. Okay. Need another batch. So we'll try our pause button again here. See what we get. All right, pause. All right, we're back. Took up another batch of this bonsai soil. So I decided I would take a middle ground and see what happens with this ixora. By middle ground, I mean I'm going to have some mulching, which is what I call the organic, and some, and in other words, cut them out of organic that I would normally use, and leave some of the dirt on too, which I did. I almost always leave dirt on because I just think plants used to that dirt, and well, there's a root stopping us from going in any farther, and I think that's okay. Other thing I learned at the thing this weekend is a real nice ficus with lots of the roots exposed, almost a foot of them. And this is all ground that was, the roots had been underground before, and now it, they uncovered some of the roots when they repotted it and gave it this kind of effect of a plant walking, because the roots are so long and up in the air. This one here might be that way, the one right here. Oh, I can't see. Okay, so now you might think that this is it, we're finished, but it isn't it, because what happens if you just stop here is you end up having air pockets in the roots, and the way to make that a little less of a problem is to do this. Some people do it with their fingers. I saw a video of somebody doing it with their fingers, kind of prodding around and seeing if there's any spots. Another thing you can do is this, but I'm kind of afraid of that at the moment because they're not even really anchored. Now, that brings me to another point. Why didn't I anchor these roots? I mean, are there holes for it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. You can use the same holes that you use for your. This is what a turntable is used for, turning things around like this. There you go. This, I don't know if you can see, but every time I do this, the ground sinks a little bit, and that's because they've settled the dirt in a little more. So, and at a certain point, I'm going to put more dirt in. It's just a great design and color, but it's the way it is. It's here now, it's done, and we'll use the future to decide how much of it we're going to keep. Now, as we do this, these plants should be getting more solid. Yeah, they're solid. So they're not. So we'll get some more dirt in underneath. Sometimes when you put it in this way, there's an air pocket right underneath. And that's no good. Now, something tells me that of all these trees, this one has the least chance because it's being fucked with so much. Excuse my language. I'm moving it around, see if it's in there well. And this one could have been back a little farther. That's all right. If I have to, I'll make it go that way. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's keep going around and around. I have a pet duck. Her name is Mom, so you'll often hear me say, "Hi, Mom." Mom's right down here by my feet. She's wondering why all this activity and no treats for her yet. It's just a sad day. Now, I may decide to change my mind and switch it this way. Let this tree be a back tree, and this one, I don't like that very much, but perhaps I can maybe do something with it. Oh, that's going to be hard to bend. So it's like meditating doing this. It's like the wax on, wax off business with the Karate Kid. Well, I put some more in here, down there I think, especially by that tree, because I don't think it's held in very well. Hi, Mom. Wish I could help you, but I don't have anything for you right now. Okay. Still see that, yeah. And like this. Now, this tree, as I say, has some roots up above the ground, so does this one. Let it go that way. So here is an example of a nursery plant that probably most people would not want to have anything to do with it. Not really going to be much of couldn't be much of a shrub, maybe it could, I don't know, but it was certainly left there lonely on the table. So we picked it up for $9, and for my $9, I got 3 trees. This back one, I'm going to let it go up a little higher. This one too. So all right. You could literally go on poking like this for a long time. Well, I actually have some bonsai soil left, which is nice. Got a little extra. Okay, now what's next? Next is this. It's fertilizer. And our fertilizer game needs to be upped. Because I fertilize everything with the same thing. Doesn't matter where it is, you're getting the same. And what you're getting is manure-based 10, 10, 10. How do I know it's manure based? Well, I can smell it. That's the main reason. Okay, so that's nicely done. Back in here. I've got all sorts of fertilizer back in I can use. That looks good to me. So, put this back here. The yellow one is no more. And need to get the red one. And that is the next one. So I try to fertilize every 3 months, and it's usually doesn't end up being that way. My next fertilization is actually this month, February, which wasn't what it was going to be. Should have been January. It doesn't matter. They're going to get fertilized here, and the color of the tag that's in the plants will change from yellow, which was here before, to this red. This is the next one, and I have to do a little more that way. I think it's the way it is. Twist that around a little bit if I want. I don't think that this has enough anchoring yet to use a root anchor. So I'm going to try this way. This wire is too thick. Try a thinner one. That's one too. Let's try this one. Alright, that's better. So what we're going to do around here. I don't know if it's recommended to do this the same day that you pot. Probably isn't. Move that around a little out. I'm going to put these here. Like this. Okay, so that, now that's going in this way. I'm not going to let it go over there. I'm going to make it go up like that. We'll wait a little bit. So now that's wired. Let's go over here a little bit. Over here now, like that. That one might just the thick wire. Where is it? I haven't put a video on here in a while. I would be lying if I said that my mental state has been great. It hasn't. So this is going to go here and around like this. And it needs to go around just enough to keep this from rotating. No, that doesn't want to go, does it? So it's going to go. Alright, now this is to be in here, not out there. Right, and around here. This one isn't much, it's not really going to do anything except brace this out. somewhere. All right, so this one's going to go out here too. Although, maybe you need to go back in now. Okay. Wow. It's too thick. I don't know if I have any more in here that will do that. I don't think this is strong enough. Well, it is. So what did I just do? One way that you can tell if the wire you're using is thick enough is to push it against a branch and see if either the branch moves or the wire bends. If the branch moves, then the wire you have is fine. It may be too thick, but it's not too thin. Right? If the wire bends, then the wire, you would have to pick a different gauge. So what do we want to do here? I'm going to put you here, back over here like this. The only way I know how to do this is like this. This is a big no-no, crossing wires. I'm trying to cross it and back where you can't see it. I watched a gentleman wire a Fukian tea yesterday, and it took him well over an hour to do it. I need to bend you over. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, so this is not strong enough, so let's get rid of it. Perhaps just a clip will do it. Do I reuse wire? Yeah, I do. And I don't need to. I got rolls of it down below here. But I just like the idea of recycling. Okay, so that's definitely a piece of used wire. We're getting it out of there, I hope. You have to bend it the opposite of the way it was. Okay. But maybe what's this will do? Maybe we'll bend over this way. This way. So I made a scar on the trunk here, which right there you can see it. I'm gonna fix it with some of this stuff. It's called cut paste. Got a big hole in this thing. These things are not meant to be for something that's meant to be outside. These things are damn sword. Flimsy. Okay, so let me see if I can take that up. There's enough cut paste left in here for a year. There's my tape. This is antifungal. It's cut paste. And all right, so I'm going to put you right here. Right. Maybe that will hold it over there. Which one? So then there's, I got a whole other one of it. Hold on. I also work with fountains, water features in my yard, and okay, so all right, we're gonna leave that like that. Now I may end up wiring this up this way. It's a back branch. Yeah, like that is okay. And it has, looks like another bud. So we'll get a piece of this lighter wire. This fits. That should do. "37 minutes so far, even with 2 pauses. So this is like meditating for 37 minutes for me. Okay, so using used wire, like I do, means that it's not that pretty. Yeah, I'm going to try not to wire on this really green spot. I really only want to bring this over. Maybe I need to do it a little bit. All right, now let's see how it looks over here. Yeah, and I can let it be up if I want. I think that's better than going backwards like it was. All right, so what's left? Well, sooner or later, I'm going to go in here and clean all this up. Clean it, because, I mean, a little. Maybe I can do a little bit of it right now, show you. And what I have to do is find my clippers. And they are down in here, I believe. I brought my tools to the meeting, even though I knew that I probably wouldn't do anything. Why didn't I do anything? It's because I'm not sure of my abilities, and yet I put it on out here for the world to see on YouTube. Well, the truth is, the world isn't seeing it. I thank those of you who have watched some of my videos. That's cool. But for the most part, it's just my own record of what I'm doing. And I use it for that. I do use it for that. Here's my pencil. I use it for, where's my phone? Oh, my phone's doing camera work. Yeah, good. Okay, so maybe I'll just do a little here. Mainly, I want to get rid of leaves that go down. Okay, not too many there. There's one. Because ultimately, these are going to be pads. What about that? Let's see. Here, looks like there's one there. And maybe this could go. And I start doing this and I start seeing more spots that I want to go. So I would like to see the trunk a little better so I can see it with all these leaves in the way. Okay? I'll leave him. My kitty over here? No, here. Okay. Let's keep going around here. Looking for leaves that go down from the trunk. And you know, you can just I got a whole stem off that time. That wasn't too good. Just keep going. Alright, there's a couple. Alright. So this is kind of the opposite of what you do when you want it to be a hedge. I mean, I'm not that kind of a gardener, but it seems to me the goal of having a hedge is that you don't want to see the trunk. You just want to see this mass of foliage. The trunk is invisible. So now I'm ending up doing a little more trimming than I thought I would. And I'm sure there's some place where it says this isn't a great idea on these repot. It's not a great idea. And if it happens to be an old leaf that I get, so much the better. So here's not going to stay. Ultimately can go in the top a little more like that. All right, I think I'm going to stop there. So let's get this where it needs to be. Cleaned up my bench slightly, and okay, so here it is. 3 bonsai trees from one pot. Get some more bonsai style down here because this is bothering me a little bit right here. Just a little more. So I think what they would say is if these roots grow a little bit, then you can get rid of the dirt later. So how's that look? That's good. Okay, I'm going to go get some gold. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So what I have here is some old paint. I think there's some left in here. Oh, maybe there isn't. So we'll go this way. There's plenty. Or just rub it on here. Show you what I'm doing here. So I'm going to make sure I get all of it covered like that. Covered well. Smear my hand off on this side too. Just nice. Okay, now that I've done that, I just wipe it off. And theoretically, you should be able to see the design. So it's not amazingly in your face, but you can see that looks that way, and this side looks that way. See? You can't see the design. Here you can see it. It's only a little. Okay, so I think the next thing to do is to sit down and have some coffee. Coffee's plenty cold by now, I'm sure. Here. You know, over in the bonsai. All right, that's good enough. Bonsai Anonymous out.